Original. Me. Original. Me. Hi and welcome to Never Gonna Give You Up. How you guys doing? You good? Welcome to Dr. Mix. Yes, I am finally doing a big reconstruction. That's what you wanted, isn't it? Yeah, I'm hearing you. So, Never Gonna Give You Up, possibly the biggest hit on the planet. Man, good coffee. I mean, this was a massive hit in the 80s, and I can't believe the meme power of this thing. I think it's got like 1 billion views on YouTube, and it's like everywhere. It's the everlasting meme. But make no mistakes, this arrangement is a piece of genius. Let me take you through it, but not before having reminded you, you like these reconstructions? Well, you should so subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell notification so that you don't miss out when I do reconstructions. All right, what's inside this song? The arrangement of this song is pretty massive, as you can see. Now, I was lucky enough to find the separate stems. There are some separate stems floating about on the internet. So I was super lucky because I could actually dissect a lot more than just a full mix. I mean, I'm only human, right? So I am going to show you what the arrangement sounds like, full. But check what I've got. This backing track has all of the percussion. The horns. All right, so then there is the bass. Right, we're gonna talk about the bass, don't worry. Then we have the cymbal track, which is basically the cymbals, but also there is other stuff, like the toms. The toms were really complicated to make. And then we've got guitars. Did you ever? I never heard that, just because it's too buried in the mix. There's no way of hearing that. And then there are the keyboards, separate keyboards. Pretty good chords, right? Let's go to the kick. Yes, and then we have the snare with 1 kilometer of reverb, obviously, and then there are the vocals.
You wouldn't get this from any other guy.
Right, so, okay, so now you know how I actually broke it down. So, drums. I understand that the producers used a Lin 9000, which was present at the studio at the time, and but also by reading on this article on Sound about the song, it looks like they've sampled their own instruments. I can't be sure, but this sounded to me, the kick drum, sounded to me like a, you know, lean drum type of kick. So I've decided to use my own kick, which is from the Thriller sound pack that I've produced earlier. There's a link in the description. Here it is. It's the Dr. Mix Thriller Lean drum. So I've just used the kick drum from it. There you go. So there's nothing much to it, you know. I've just used that. Let me see how mine compares. So kick drum. There you go. Yeah, maybe this one has a little bit more low end, it's a little bit, but you know, at the end of the day, it has to cut through the mix properly. So I didn't go exactly for like super imitation perfect. I just, you know, wanted to give it, you know, a little bit of my own vibe. Because why not? What do we have here? We have congas. This congas come from, I mean, the original congas, if you ask me, let's listen to them. It's on this backing track, isn't it? So this bongo definitely like a 707. I had confirmation of that because I know that they had a 707 in the studio. The other ones could be, they sound like a Lin again, maybe. Anyway, what I've done is I've done this. Check it out. Which I think is pretty okay actually. And then also I've used this bongo from the 707, to which I've added some reverb. Is that some reverb that I've added? Let's see. Yeah, I've just added a tad of Valhalla like that. These are the settings if you want to pinch them, right? And what else we got here? So yeah, the lean rim, which is, this is pretty intense, but you know, it helps that sort of transienty, very awake aspect of the arrangement, I would say. Then we got the snare drum. Now the snare drum, I understand that they may have, you know, maybe used a combination of, maybe even sampled their own snare. I mean, I'm using pretty much the Lin snare. Is that what I've used? I've used the Lin snare. Yeah, still from my own sound pack. So I just equalized it a bit and I've added, what did I add here? Drum reverb. Oh, snare, just a bit of reverb. I think I've used a different type of Valhalla, possibly. Yeah, that's it. I've used some Valhalla. Yeah. There you go, Valhalla. I love Valhalla, by the way. So now we have hi-hats. So hi-hats, we can listen to them maybe here back in the cymbals track. And I have identified some Lin hi-hats on the left side. If we listen to them. Yeah, we'll get to that. And that is a 707. See, 707 hi-hat. So I think that that's the combination of the two. So we're listening to the original and my version. All right. So I think they work. And then there is that shaker. That shaker is pretty important because it really punctuates the rhythm, you know? If you go... It's right there. That's shaker. It's a little bit Latin. That thing is a little bit Latin to point to the downbeat of that, and I like it, and I like it a lot. And otherwise, we're just left to those famous. So those took me a while to imitate, and I don't think I did a good job on them. It was just too complicated. But I figured out what the trick is. All right. If you listen just to that thing, okay, this is the original. I know, it's mesmerizing. You know what? Let me just put it on the main mix like this so that I can pan it for you. Let me give it a stereo out because I want you to listen to the individual track, and I'm gonna pan it to the left so that you can hear the left channel and the right channel, because this intro tom thing is ridiculously complicated. Check out. So this is just the left channel, yeah? Okay, so you got all right? So that's what you hear, because there is like a fast transient and then there is like a Simmons tom. Check out. Listen to it again. All right? If you go to the other side of it, check what you find there. You ready? It's the same exact thing, but in reverse. You first get the and then you get the. All right? So on this left channel, you get. On the right channel, you get. all right? And it's going up and down in volume because this thing pans right and left, right? So I don't know how they've done it. Probably my best bet is that they have sampled some Simmons drums. Here's a picture of the Simmons drum, and on this instrument you could decide the amount of noise, the amount of white noise, the amount of decay, and everything. So probably they must have sampled it somehow. In any case, this is what they got, and this is what I have got. It's not amazing, but I think it kind of works. I had to do it on different tracks. So I've got a track for the tick, and I've got a track for the whoosh. And what did I use here? Here I've used, I've used battery. You see, battery? So basically I've got, what is it? See? See? I've got the tick and the zoom, tick, zoom, zoom. So I've got the two things, right? And then I can do the other way around on the other channel. Basically, if I take the other channel, which is this, but I go this time, right? Put them together, double them up, and they sound like this. And I think this is the closest that I will ever get, unless I decide to just stop for maybe a couple of days, find the right instruments, like the original Simmons, and do it again. That's the only way I'm gonna get this better. So the drums that I have reconstructed in the end sound like this. Check my meter. Yeah? How do you like my meter? This is the Decibel by Process Audio. In fact, they are the kind sponsors of today's video. Let me show you something more about this. Now, this is without a doubt one of the coolest metering systems out there. It's packed with features like LUFS, VU meters, phase scopes, and spectrum analyzers. But it gets even cooler than that because you can customize whatever you want to see on it. All you need to do is drag and drop the modules around. It's super simple to use. Not only that, but you can also monitor through other devices like your iPad. And I can tell you that Decibel is very useful to me. Click the link in the description for Decibel by Process Audio. They are very cool, they support this channel, and this metering system is really, really cool. Next, bass. So now again, for the bass, I didn't achieve exactly what I wanted to achieve because I'm not great at programming FM sounds. It's really, really, really hard. At some point it got so hard that I was thinking, do you know what, maybe I should just take any analog synthesizer and remake the sound like that, which I could have done better, but it sounded to me like this track wanted to be a DX7, because I think it is what it is, right? But trust me, I've looked all the possible presets, I've looked around the internet if there was the original preset. I could not find the original preset, so this is what the original sounds like. Yeah, it's a pretty good sound. It is an awesome sound. Let's see what I have done. I have done this. All right, you ready? Sorry. All right, so this is it. What did I use here? I used FM8 by Native Instruments. Why, Claudio, did you use that when you have a real DX7 down there, easy on me. It is very, very hard to program FM. On an original unit, it's complete madness because you have to go menu, sub-menu. At least here, I can visually see what I'm doing with the operators. And you know, FM synthesis, you touch one parameter, it goes ballistic completely to a different sound. So it's really, really hard if you don't have the patience to figure out the maths of it. But I think, you know, it sounds pretty good. You know, I'm pretty happy with it. You know? Let's check them side by side. Original. Me. It's okay, I hope you guys give me a pass. In the mix, you can't really hear that. Yeah, you can, but you know, it doesn't matter. Let's move on. Keyboards. So now there are a lot of keyboards in this arrangement, and I can tell the jazzy attitude of the production team here because they lay down some pretty substantial chords on the keyboards. So let me go from the beginning actually, so that you can hear the entirety of the keyboards together with the strings and everything. Electric piano, yeah? Okay, my interpretation of this electric piano is the following. Right? Jazz. Yeah. Right. But I wasn't too happy with the sound like this because although it's pretty similar, and again, I have used FM8 to reconstruct this piano, but I still wasn't getting the 80s juiciness. You know, I wasn't feeling those padded shoulders. I needed the padded shoulders. You know what I mean? So I've added the real DX7, and it sounds like this. There's always something about the real thing. So together they sound like this. Cool, right? And then, along with the electric piano, we have this sweet pad. I'm gonna show it to you on the original arrangement. Maybe we can hear it better on the verse. Yeah, so I have just taken another instance of FM8 just because I wanted this to feel like the 80s a lot. So I've used the DX7 maybe even when it wasn't needed. But you know what I mean. I just wanted to give it some nice 80s flavor. So that's how it sounds on my arrangement. Right? So it's just a little touch, right? I mean, these producers have spared no expenses. They have used every sound on the planet, on the palette. This arrangement is super thick with elements. I know there are already so many things, aren't there? All right, let me show you the JP8. Now, I know that they had a JP8 on the session, and on this occasion, I was just favoring practicality. I've used the Arturia Jupiter 8, and it's pretty simple sound, like so on this sound they lay out some pretty jazzy chords, aka this ones. I'm gonna show you the original arrangement again. Have you heard that? I'm gonna play you in my arrangement. Right? It's a JP8. It sounds like a JP8. It may be, nah, it's a JP8. It's a JP8, baby, and it's coming here again. Pretty jazzy. That chord is pretty cool, isn't it? So let's just analyze it just quickly for my benefit, because I have already transcribed it, but I can't remember. That's cool. Yeah, very jazzy. So underneath this beauty, what do they lay? They lay a right, which together with the rest of the arrangements, with the rest, I'm talking about with the electric piano. Let me open that. This we don't need, this we need, and it sounds like this together. Which sounds pretty similar to me, to the original. Let's see how mine sounds. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Cool. So we are left on that department with the bells, because there are some bells going on. I'm going to show you just the very end because it's easier to hear them in the end. So again, original arrangement. Now, I can hear that this is probably FM. This is an FM sound, isn't it? Let me know if you think it's an FM sound here in the comments. But for my life, I couldn't recreate it on FM. I'm really rusty on FM. I used to be decent on it. So I thought, let's just add some other 80s flavors like the gamelan bell from the D50. I know it's not the same, but it's still very 80s, isn't it? Right, so in the end, this is the original. Close enough, yes! Next, guitars. Now, there are these fake guitars, obviously, because otherwise it wouldn't be the 80s. And so let me show you what the producers have done originally. It's right here at the beginning. You can hear the first time the horns do that pa-pa-ta-pa-ta-pa thing. All right, there is this happening. You could never hear that in the arrangement without the separate tracks, could you? Right? So Ba-ba-da-bum-bum. The second time that it does it, check out what it does. Yeah, this you could never hear, ever. Let's listen to it in the arrangement, actually. Let's see if we can hear it. You can hardly hear it at all. In fact, you cannot hear it. You can't hear it. It's not there. But because I've got the separate tracks, cheating, Claudio is cheating. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So I have recreated it like this. I know it's not exactly that. Right? How did I do that? I've actually used a preset that I've done myself on this keyboard. Yeah, I couldn't find a sample that was quite like that, and I also know that they have used the Fairlight, and they also had the emulator. I went through the libraries that I could put my hands on from the emulator and from the Fairlight, but I couldn't find this exact sample. Listen to it again, just quickly. You know how this sounds like? This sounds like the Proteus 1. This is the same sample as the Proteus 1. I remember this sample. I just didn't find it. It bums me so much. But yeah, I think it's an emulator. It is that, isn't it? In any case, I needed something that had that same role, so I went for this. All right? And then something else happens in terms of guitar, which is pretty interesting. Let me show you. So here clearly they have used samples of real instruments, right? So let me just show you my version, which does not sound like that because I've actually recreated it. I recreated the sound badly. You know? So how I've recreated this? Using my trusty Modi X again. And this I called Cla Hybrid. You know, I mean, it's in the arrangement. You can hardly hear that it's not so close. I can't believe I'm doing a video about how to recreate this thing and I'm bashing my own recreation. Musicians. Right. Brass. So now for the brass, I can clearly hear that these are fake brass. Clearly that they are fake. But in their fakeness, it's very hard to recreate them if you don't have the exact same sample, which sounds to me like an emulator again, but the emu clones that I have on my PC didn't sound like that. So I found this one, which I think it's pretty close. I'll let you be the judge of that. It's not close. And that's why I doubled it up with the Modi X, where I did this. So together they go, okay, papa tapa tapa, let's see, right, versus, come on, it's not too bad, is it? It's not too bad, is it? Let's just loop this one, the original. Yeah, it's okay close, isn't it? Next, strings. I think that they have not used real strings. It doesn't sound to me like real strings. I don't know, let's listen together. You guys tell me. They really sound gorgeous. Let's isolate them because we have the multitrack. Where is it? So they're clearly sampled. Some say that this could be the Fairlight. They also had a different sampler. Apparently, it sounds like a good sample from the Fairlight, and then they've doubled it up with some analog synthesizer. I have made a mix and match of different elements, including this Fairlight sound, which goes like this. I couldn't find anything else that had more attack, the same way that the original does, so I decided to use my trusty Modi X one more time, and I've added this rich strings. You can find the preset if you have a Modi X. And then I've added Romance strings, one octave below. And I've added some Seattle basses, even lower. And all together they sound like this. Oh, I've added a lot of reverb, obviously. What have I used? Claudio, you've used the Valhalla again. Of course you have, because it's your favorite reverb. There you go. These are the settings if you want to pinch them. I've used quite a bit of pre-delay so that, you know, it wouldn't get in the way too much. And altogether, they sound like this. All right, I think we are ready to enjoy the entire arrangement of this song right now. It's a long song, I've got to show you something, you know? Give you up. Give you up. Never gonna give, never gonna give. Oh yeah, this bit, just drums, beautiful stabs. I mean, I'm talking about the arrangement obviously, because this is a fab arrangement. Look at that. Not much else happens on this arrangement after this. So I hope you enjoyed my reconstruction. If there are any reconstructions that you would like me to do next, I invite you to write a comment here below and let me know what song is next. Guys, thank you so much. I really love you, and I don't know about around this time of year how many videos I will be still able to put on, but listen, Happy New Year. If you are watching this at any later time, happy everything, happy inspiration. I hope you're feeling a lot of love around you, making great music. Dr. Mix.